I want to pull back the curtain a little bit today and talk about how we actually invest. What we buy, why we buy it, and why I think the strategy matters just as much as the returns. Because I think a lot of investors, totally understandably, hear real estate and picture one thing, maybe luxury condos, maybe fix and flip houses, maybe apartment complexes in whatever city is hot right now. And that's not what we do. We buy what I call needs-based assets. That means workforce housing, senior housing, and self-storage. And I want to explain why those three categories specifically matter, because the selection is very intentional. Workforce housing is housing for middle-income families, not luxury apartments, and not government-subsidized low-income housing. I'm talking about the working family that makes $40,000 to $80,000 a year and needs a clean, safe, affordable place to live. There's a massive shortage of this type of housing in the United States right now. And that shortage creates stable, consistent demand. And when demand is consistent, occupancy stays high. And when occupancy stays high, income stays reliable. And that income is what pays your returns. Senior housing, the population is aging. And that's not a prediction. That's a math problem. There are more people turning 65 every single year than the decade before. And they need housing that is designed for their stage of life. We believe senior housing is one of the most structurally sound real estate asset classes available today, and we're continuing to build our position on it. Self-storage? I know people sometimes raise an eyebrow at this one, but self-storage is one of the most recession-resilient asset classes that exists. Recession-resilient meaning it holds up even when the economy is struggling, because people need storage during life transitions. Divorce, downsizing, moving, job changes. Those things happen in good economies and bad ones. The demand doesn't disappear when the market gets choppy. Now let me tell you how we find the properties we buy. We look for assets that are underperforming, not broken, just not being managed to their potential. Maybe the previous owner let deferred maintenance pile up. Maybe the management company didn't have the capacity to push rents to market rate. Maybe the property just needs operational attention. That's what we're looking for, because that's where the value add opportunity lives. Value add means we can buy it below its potential value, improve the operations, and increase both the income and the worth of the property. So let me give you a real example. Ridgeland Ranch in Mississippi is 129 units. We purchased it significantly below the asking price because we found it before the market did, moved fast, and negotiated hard. And the seller, because he believed in the deal too, actually left a portion of his proceeds in his seller financing. That means he didn't fully cash out. He said, I'll leave some of my money in because I believe in what you're doing. That's a deal where we entered with built-in equity, meaning we own something worth more than we paid for it from day one, in a market with solid fundamentals. Now geography. We operate in Ohio, North Carolina, Mississippi, and Georgia. We're not everywhere. We're selective, and we're selective on purpose. We go deep in markets we understand with local relationships we have built over time. We're not chasing the hot market. We're investing in markets where we know the dynamics and where our specific asset classes perform. And here's the part I think makes our strategy genuinely different. We manage our own properties. We have an internal property management team that is dedicated to the Freedom portfolio only. We have internal renovation capabilities. Flip and I built those companies over time because we got burned by third parties who didn't have the same incentive we have to protect your returns. So we brought it all in-house. That's what's called vertical integration. Meaning instead of hiring outside companies for each function, we own and control the key pieces of the operation ourselves. And the reason that matters for you as an investor is that there are fewer places for things to go wrong. And when something does go wrong, we're the ones with our hands on it. That's the strategy. Needs-based assets, below market acquisition when we can find it, and value-add operations to increase income and asset worth. Plus internal management to protect the returns, and a team that's been doing this together for 18 years. It's not flashy, it's not complicated, it's deliberate. And over 18 years and 1,000+ transactions, it's worked. In one of our next videos, we talk about how we manage risk, the structures we put in place to protect your investment, and what we've done when things got hard. If you want to see specific properties in the current portfolio, the addresses, the business plans, the numbers, please feel free to reach out at chatwithfreedom.com. I hope this was helpful, and I hope we have the opportunity to work together.